Right, so welcome back to Fly Fishing Rutland Water. I'm in the boat here with Tony Mould. We both had cracking fish this week, so it doesn't really matter if we catch anything. Now, you know that's a lie. I mean, the tactics are quite simple here. I've got two poppers on, and I'm effectively just throwing them out, letting them sit, and then kind of bringing them back through the wave. And I'm fishing a different drift every time. I think the trick with this weed bed fishing is to keep on the move. You don't want to, I see a lot of boats literally anchoring in one spot off the weed beds and hoping that the fish will come to them, and I don't think that's a great tactic. I think you really have to keep on the move. So we've got a clear sky today, which I don't really like, but I fished the competition at Buell over the last couple of days and fished 2 full days and only got 1 tug. It was pretty desperate, but I was fishing with a chap called Chris Bobby, who's an England international, or was an England international. He now manages the ladies team, and he kind of shared a really bit of good advice, which was the sun doesn't really that matter if kind of it's behind where the fish are and in front of you, and that's exactly how it is this morning. So I'm hoping that kind of the fish aren't looking up into the sun, they're kind of looking towards us and maybe not as vigilant or as wary. We'll see. No follows so far this morning, but if this area has been getting hit quite hard, the fish may have moved, maybe slightly around the corner. I've only seen 1 fish that came out of the water just near the fence over there. There's a lot of bird activity. On the way motoring up, I saw quite a lot of gulls and terns feeding in the margins, and that's got to be an indication that there are fish feeding in the margins. But we shall soon find out. Right.
I just heard it, now I saw it.
Oh, it's on! Oh, it's off again! And I was too busy talking with Tony. I wasn't watching that there was a fish following my fly. That one took as well, actually. You know, when I stopped it, I felt it. When I stopped and started again, it had a go, but I wasn't paying enough attention, Tony. Yep. Sorry?
Looks like a nice line, that one you've got there.
So it's a great line, Tony. I've had it for, I bought it as my boat line. I always use a more expensive one off the boat because there's less chance of messing it off the boulders.
Yeah, I know.
So this is the Superflow. They're about 66 quid, they're not cheap.
Yeah, I know they're expensive.
But it casts an absolute dream. I've had some bad experiences with the Rios. I know everybody else raves about them. But I've been fishing this all season as my main floating line off the boat, and I love it. What I find is, because I was rebuilding my cast earlier in the season, I spent a lot of time on the grass practicing, right-handed and left-handed, and I did that trick of pulling it round anti-clockwise around the rod. So you figure out which way the coil is on the reel, and you basically drag your line through the grass. You take the whole line out, drag it through the grass in a big circle, and it pulls the coils out. I was chatting with John Wadham, and that's why he uses 5-weight rods, which I've gone down to for my other Wraith. And he said the difference it makes, the line weight makes is massive. The fish will, like, if you throw an 8 over them, they'll just laugh at you. But if you go down to a 5, they just suddenly it makes a lot less disturbance. I mean, this is just a 7, which is balanced with a rod. If you're fishing from the bank, you get over the weed bed, and on the other side of the weed bed, you're into some really quite deep water right away. And I think that's why this is such a good spot.
Yeah, we've got the best of both worlds. We've got the deep water, as you say, and the weed as well. We've got the choice, haven't we?
Yeah. It's perfect ambush territory, really. They can sit in the weed, and then if any little fry are daft enough to venture out into the open water, they can get them straight away. It's funny, I was saying this to somebody the other day, that there's almost been a pattern this season, because early on we never got because the season started a little bit later in April, I normally find there's about 3 weeks where you're fishing things like Pittsford peas with a couple of buzzers, and they'll either take the heavy fly or take the buzzers. and then it switches, and it's basically all buzzers. And then there seems to be a point sometime in May when it switches from buzzers to dalbachs. And I don't know about you, but I started fishing dry daddies from about June, and I was almost stuck on them for months. And then I think I was probably one of the first people to get the fish in the weed beds when first time I started fishing poppers. This fly that's had about 12 fish, it started that 3 magical days in Old Hall Bay for some reason the fish came into the weed beds, and then I got one in a hopper. I took it home and found it was filled with snails. So then I tied up my own little homemade snail pattern, and I've had about 4 or 5 fish on that little snail pattern. The few fish that I took early season, there was one brownie that I got a lot of stick on Facebook for killing. It was about £5.12 or something, and it was absolutely packed with snails. It was the only thing that was in it. There was a follow there. It stopped though. Yeah, I saw the bow wave, and it just never really came up and looked properly. It was one of those, not the really on the surface bow waves, but just you spot something slightly different about the.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're always looking for that. Looking at the ripple behind the fly, aren't you? Just
Yeah.
The change of water.
It's like I peeked. Oh!
Well, that's supposed to be fine.
That was just on the side of the weed bed.
Well, keep there,
That was right on the edge of the weed bed. Well, they are here, Tony.
Yeah. Three follows to there. Well, here's one.
Oh, I can see it. I can see it.
Can you see it?
I can see it. No. Oh, I reckon that was my one. That's come after you. That was, yeah. It was like that, the one that came after you. I've actually had a £20 pike at this place. Yeah. Normanton Bay. I was fishing humonguses. It was probably late August. I was around the weed beds, and I hooked one, and it was on for quite a while. And I thought it was a big brownie at first, and then it kind of got close to the boat, and it turned under the boat, and I saw the tail. I knew it was a pike. Ah, was that you and yours? What, are you on the poppers or daddies? Yeah.
I've been fishing and that hasn't happened, of course. I was fishing the car.
Oh, Tony.
Another one.
I think so.
I can see it.
That's probably the one we saw. Number 2. It just had a little. The gentlest of swirls that was. I thought there'd be a ton of boats out here this morning. I wonder if the boat, and all the boats I saw this morning, most were predator anglers. Yeah, you're casting decent with that line, Tony. What kind is that again?
It's a red one.
A red one. Oh, that was nice, that one. The line went out beautifully, but the poppers really splashed down. It's the kind of thing you
normally fish 2 as well?
I normally fish 1, but when I fished here last week, I wasn't getting anything on my usual one for some reason. So I put a slightly larger one on the point. I thought I'll have the best of both worlds. And it's just stayed on. I normally just, I'm quite happy just fishing 1. Maybe I'm getting a bit greedy or desperate. Oh! Oh, Tony, it's following.
The line's moving. Not enough.
Ah! Oh, yeah. That's 2 in a couple of casts. I did say the point. There's something about this spot, the other. Yeah. Oh! Oh, come on, take it! Come on, it's still there.
Yeah, see it.
Ah, it's on!
John, well done.
Oh! Oh man! That took some getting, didn't it? Oh, is it off? No, it's off. God's sake, that was an exciting take, wasn't it? Oh, the net.
You sped up as well, didn't you?
I did speed up. It's only a stocky, but who cares? Oh man. Yeah. But this is where we had the follows earlier as well.
Yeah.
So we did the right. Oh, it's off. Never mind. Ah, happens. Happens, Tony.
Yeah.
Both of us are getting chances with different techniques, but we're not. It's just not quite.
No, what happened today at the moment?
The other thing is when you see that bow wave behind the fly, you don't know whether it's a stocky. You don't. You just don't know.
No.
You know immediately on the take if it's a brownie or not, and a big brownie, because the big ones seem to come up and over.
Yeah.
You see the dorsal fin and then the tail, and then you go,
Yeah.
oh God.
Yeah. I was shaking before mine took, I think.
Is that a fish?
Yes, that's a fish.
Ah, it's there again. I think it was both of ours. I think it followed mine in and then came for yours. We've certainly had plenty of action on camera though. When I fished here with Bob on Tuesday, we turned an awful lot of fish in here. They never took, but we turned a lot. Follow? Oh, I see that one, yeah. Have we got it? Oh, come on. Oh, Tony. Oh, Tony, I've got one as well. Oh, look at that. No. I did say there was fish off this. There's been a lot of fish off here for a while. Come on, Tony, get it, get it. Well, and the thing is, you're on the. Oh yeah! Oh, Tony, you pulled it out. You pulled it out. You pulled it out. Oh, Tony, you had that. Oh. You didn't swear. You didn't swear loudly. Oh, you had. I thought you so had that, Tony. And.
Right, that's the problem.
Oh, right, because you're coarse fishing. Oh, we both dropped one. Alright, so we're now down at Normanton. We've had a real motor around the reservoir and really had not had anything. The reservoir seems to have completely switched off. The wind's changed direction. Now coming from the northeast, and there's very little wind at all. So we've decided to kind of come down to Normanton and just fish a few of the spots down here just to see if we can find any fish. The fish just seem to have stopped everywhere. It's quite frustrating, but this is Rutland. This is how it is. That's why we keep coming back.
The human guy, eh?
Yeah, I've got my DI3 and a couple of humonguses on now, just trying to take it down a little bit. I'm convinced with this bright sunshine, they must have gone down. Just a shame that wind's gone. That could really just kill it for us. Yeah. Ah, what in?
Jump.
What in? Oh.
Come on. Keep hold of it, man.
Why did you say that? Yeah, so we've been reduced now from Big fish meant to chasing stockies down in the Normanton bank. That was the first cast.
Yeah, it was.
That was quite a ferocious take, Tony.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wanted it then.
It grabbed it and then came straight to the water.
Wanted that.
It's not an £8 brownie.
Who's complaining?
The thing is, with fish like this, if there's one, there's usually a few. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's on the point humongous.
Yeah. Colour is it?
Black and gold. Usual late season, you know?
Yeah. Still on?
Sorry?
It's striking a bit.
It is. Maybe better than I thought. I mean, it's not massive, but it could be, you know, the 2.5.
Might be a £7 instead of an 8.
No, Tony, no, it's not like that. This is it's actually a well appreciated fish.
Yeah.
Stop that with a head knocking, just come in. God, never has a stocky been appreciated so much by two desperate anglers. Right, Tony, you get one now. It's actually alright, it's alright, Tony, it's your classic standard.
Yeah, that's a nice fish.
There it goes. Oh, that's nicely. Swimming away, and that's gone nicely to the depths. Yeah. Tony, you've officially lost the curse label.
Yes.
You are no longer the curse.
I don't mind blanking. If it means I'm no longer the curse.
Well, you're not, because, you know, you got your fish on Tuesday. You know, if you were the curse, it would have cursed us both. That's how it works.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I've never appreciated, considering I blanked 2 days on the trot in Buell, I don't think I've ever appreciated a fish so much in my life. So obviously I'm on the 1.5 inch. Oh, hey! Yeah, Tony, you swore again. There you go, Tony, you're on camera. Well,
First cast on the humongous, that was.
Was that?
Yeah.
I did say I had a feeling that there might be a shoal if it was fish that had been newly put in.
Yeah. Not bad stockies there, if these are stockies.
They're good. They're in good shape.
Yeah. We were kind of drifting.
Oh, that's a nice one, Tony. Tony, what was that?
Eh?
Was that another swear word? This video is X-rated. Contains explicit language.
I mean, the way where the boat was, I thought, well, completely the wrong way round. I don't know why I'm casting in this direction.
Oh, it's a brownie!
Oh, it's a brownie.
Oh, Tony!
I'm a brownie special. I've done this a million times.
Get it in, get it in. It's a lovely fish, Tony.
Nice fish, isn't it?
It's a really nice fish, very pretty.
Getting back.
It's a damn sight prettier than that big ugly thing
That
that
was
you.
horrible.
That was awful.
I hate
That's
it.
the ugliest fish I think I've ever seen.
Somebody said that. Was it you in disguise?
Yes, it was me.
Was it you in disguise? I bet it was.
It was the ugliest fish I think I have ever seen. Don't it be bad form if you kill another one? Imagine, you know, I'm sorry, social media will never forgive you.
I know.
Yep, it's going. It's going.
Go on.
Come on. Ah, that's it. It's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Yes.
Tony, the specimen. So, as always, if you like the video, please make sure you hit the like button, and I would be delighted if you would subscribe to the channel to see more of my fishy adventures. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.